Hola! So, if you didn't notice, I cut my hair a lot.
And I think we'll have to change the logo.
Yeah. I'm sorry. So this week, we're going to talk about Carry On by Rowell. We talked about it, well, kind of, last week.
We mentioned it.
Yeah.
It was a name drop. You need to know that Maria loves books with gay people.
I just think they're really fun. I don't know, I love them. So, I guess I would give this book 4 Marias.
Yeah, for Ames.
Yeah,
in
so
this case.
8 people total. I thought this book was great. I think it's awesome. I think Rowell should take time and make all 8 Simon Snow books.
She should totally expand on the books because she really has very clear the world.
Yeah.
And it's its own thing and it's very creative and
it's so interesting. I thought it was going to be like a Harry Potter ripoff, but it's actually so different that it feels like it's something completely new. I really loved it.
Even though it has like little winks to the Harry Potter world, you can't separate it from it.
Yeah.
Totally.
It doesn't feel like you're reading Harry Potter
No.
too. I think she should make the other books. So read it. If you liked Fangirl, you'll really like this one.
You don't have to necessarily read one to read the other,
but they're connected and their connection is like, it's cool. I like it. So read it.
Spoilers are coming.
Go away. The main character in this book is Simon Snow, which you know if you read Fangirl, and you know if you read the book. And he is a really strange person, to be honest. He's like strangely obsessive with some things, and then he just doesn't care about anything but what he's obsessing about. Like half of the book, Simon is obsessed with figuring out if Baz is a vampire because he has proof, but Baz has never said it, which I think is a stupid thing to wait for. Like, when is it going to come up in normal conversation? You know, like, oh, I'm a vampire.
Yeah, and he's like so obsessed with everything Baz does. It's hilarious.
And his roommate, Baz, is like the bad guy in the book. Well, like the school enemy. Because apparently boys can't go to school and not have enemies. It's what I've learned from books.
I love Baz. He was my favorite. He's so sarcastic and he's so mean and I love it. I loved that it was a surprise that he was in love with Simon.
But you're expecting
You're expecting it,
yeah.
but it's awesome because you don't expect that he's been in love with him for that long. I thought that they were going to, I don't know, start discovering they were in love with each other later, but no, you get to this chapter and it's like, I'm in love with Simon Snow.
Yeah, Baz has that like really clear in his head. He's just like, I know that my name is Baz and that I am in love with Simon. But I thought it was really cool how Baz had already accepted that. And I thought that was cool because it made it feel more real for me.
I love also that Simon isn't weirded out about the fact that he's gay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, oh, it turns out I like boys too.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, well, I'm gay. I kissed him, so I must be gay. And you're like...
Yeah, he takes it like so calmly. There's no drama about it.
He just accepts it and moves on.
Yeah, the fact that they are gay and that they love each other is not the issue. The issue here is the fact that Simon loves Baz because Baz is his nemesis. So everyone freaks out about that, but not by the fact that they're gay.
I think that's nice.
I really like that.
And then the evil character is the insidious humdrum. It's really weird because apparently it's just like bad magic like in a person shape, and the shape it took is like baby Simon. I really, really, really liked the plot and the idea behind the insidious humdrum and why, like, the explanation why it exists, like Simon's backstory and everything. I thought that was amazing. I was like so surprised. I thought it was really smart. I was impressed. And this is just like a book that came from another book she was writing. I don't know. I really liked it.
I love this world. I love their spells. I love that words have so much power. And it was so interesting that the more that a word was used, it was more powerful. If a word stopped being used, it stopped being magic. So they stopped using them. So they normally used lullabies and stuff like that, and that was amazing because sometimes they shouted like really silly stuff, and I was laughing at it. But it was very creative of her to use that. It was really creative. I love that.
And it also gives like the mages a reason to keep normal people in the world. They need normal people because they keep the magic alive by talking. Now the parts we hated.
Oh my god.
I
ending.
hated the ending. It's the worst.
It's the worst ending ever. It's a happy ending.
It's happy?
Because, I mean, they are happy because they're together, and that's I don't know. I hate it.
Like, the whole
I hate
book,
it so much.
Simon suffers because he can't control his magic. He has too much magic. He just can't use his magic, okay? But when he uses it, he makes, like, things happen that are impossible to happen. And then, at the end of the book, he doesn't have any magic. I think it's really sad because Simon will never be a part of the magic world anymore. And he will never be a normal person because he has wings and a tail.
He sacrificed so much. He gave it like a lot up. He didn't have like any parents. He practically killed the mage. And that was very sad because it was like a father figure to him, and he was his father at the end. And I think he didn't really ever know he was his father, and that I think that was for the best because he would have suffered so much, and that would have been awful. I mean, having wings and tail and knowing you killed your father, that would have been like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
That would have been horrible. He deserved better because he didn't want to be like a normal person. He liked
being magic.
And then they took that part away from him.
He's not normal, he's not magic, he's not anything. I was so sad for Simon. But I loved the rest of the book, so I can forgive her for those few chapters. I thought this book was like really funny, really entertaining. I really want to read it again soon. It was really great.
It is a fun read, and it's a light read, and you will go through the pages really fast. So,
and the plot is really good.
It's really good.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
Please tell us what you loved or didn't love in the comments below.
Maybe you like the tail and the wings.
And hit like.
And don't forget to subscribe.
See you
next week. Adios. If she did like a book where he has to get rid of his tail and wings, and he goes into a pool of water and he like goes back to what he was before. I don't know. That would be cool. You should do it, Rainbow.